हरि ओम तत्सतोम विष्णु 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 नमा परमात्मने। श्री पुराण पुरुषोत्तमाय श्री परमेश्वरज्ञाय अद्य ब्रह्मणे द्वितीय पराधे श्री श्वेद्वारः कल्पे वैवस्वत्मनवन्तरे अष्टाविंशतितमे कलियुगे कलिपतं चरणे जाम्बुद्वीपे नॉर्थमर्का खंडे कनदादेशे ब्राह्मतन्नगरे भवानी शङ्करमन्दिरे आर्याव्रतान्तर्गता ब्रह्मावृते कदेशे विक्रम शके बौधावतारे वर्तमाने यथानाम संवत्सरे श्री शुभ संवत 2068 श्री आनंद नामाब्दः संवत्सरे अस्य श्री फाल्गुन मासे कृष्णपक्षे बुधवासरे अष्टमी तिथौयाम् अनुराधा नक्षत्रः व्याघ्यात योगः बालौकरन् रवि उत्तरायणे एवं गुण विशेषणा विशिष्टायां शुभ पुण्यादिने सकल श्रुति स्मृति पौराणोक्तः फल प्राप्ति कामम् आमुकनाम यजमानस्य all of you call the right names आमुकनाम नामस्य सपरिवार नामधेयस्य आमुकवर्माहं सर्माहं ममात्मनः सपुत्रबान्धवस्य श्री गणपति भगवान पूजनम् कलस्थापना वरुण देवता अस्य श्री शिवशंकर भगवान अभिषेकम षोडशोपचार अभिषेकम सर्वदेव नमस्कारम भवानी शंकर भगवान पूजनम करिष्ये। अस्य श्री महाशिव पुराण कथा भवानी शंकर मंदिरे प्रथमो दिवस पूजनम पूर्वकम नैरुज्य दीर्घायु पुष्टि धन्य धान्यम समृद्धियातम इति संकल्पम। वाचन Swasti Vachan. As we chant these Vedic mantras, we ask that let the environment become auspicious, that the energies be pure, so that our minds can be saturated with all that is blissful. Om Swasti na Indro Vruddhashravah Swasti na Pusha Vishwavedah स्वस्ति नो स्थारिक्षो अरिष्ठनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातुं पया पृथिव्यां पय ओषधीशो पयो दिव्यन्तरिक्षे पयोधाहं पयस्वती प्रदिशा सन्तु मह्यम्। ॐ विष्णुररातमसि विष्णुस्नप्त्रेष्ठो विष्णुसूरसि विष्णोद्रोवसि वैष्णवमसि विष्णवे तवाम्। ओम अग्निर्देवता वातुदेवता सूर्यो देवता चंद्रमा देवता वसु देवता रुद्रदेवता आदित्यदेवता मरुतो देवता विश्वे देवा देवता बृहस्पतिर्देवता इंद्रो देवता वरुणो देवता। ओम ध्याहुः शान्तिरन्तरिक्षगं शान्तिः पृथिवी शान्तिरापा शान्ति औषधयः शान्ति वनस्पतये शांति विश्वदेव शांति ब्रह्मा शांति सर्वगं शांति शांतिरेवा शांति सामा शांतिरेधिषु शांतिर्भवतु। ओम विश्वानि देव सवितर्दुरितानि परासुव यद्भद्रं तन्न आसुव इमा रुद्राय तवसे कपर्दिने क्षयद्विराय प्रभरामहे मतिम् यथाशमसद्विपदे चतुष्पदे विश्वं पुष्टं ग्रामे अस्मिन्ननातुरम् एतन्ते देवा सवितर्यज्ञं प्राहुर्बृहस्पतये ब्रह्मणे तेन यज्ञमवतेन यज्ञापतिं तेन मामव। ॐ मनोज्योतिर्जुषतां माजस्या बृहस्पतिर्यज्ञमिमं तनोत्वरिष्ठागं यज्ञगं समिमं दधातु विश्वे देवा सैहमादयन्तामोग्वं प्रतिष्ठा एष वै प्रतिष्ठा नाम यज्ञो यत्र तेन यज्ञेन यजन्ति सर्वमेव प्रतिष्ठितं भवतिम्। ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिगं हवामहे प्रियाणां त्वा प्रियपतिगं हवामहे निधिनां त्वा निधिपतिगं हवामहे वसो मम अहम जानी गर्वधमा त्वं जासि गर्वधम् ॐ नमो गणेभ्यो गणपतिभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो व्रातेभ्यो व्रातपतिभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो गृत्सेभ्यो गृत्सपतिभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो विरूपेभ्यो विश्वरूपेभ्यश्च वो नमः। ॐ सुमुखस्य एकदन्तस्य कपिलो गजकर्णकालम्बोदरश्च विकटो विघ्नराजो विनायक धूम्रकेतुर्गणाध्यक्षो भालचन्द्रो गजाननं द्वादशैतानि नामानि यापते चुनियादपे विद्यारम्भे विवाहेश्च प्रवेशे निर्गमे तथा सङ्ग्रामे सङ्कटश्चैव विघ्नस्तस्य न जायते। ॐ शुक्लां भरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये इति स्वस्ति वचनम्। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः। Praise to Bhagwan Shri Ganesha. Our first step is to do dhyanam, to think of him or invite him, his presence here. His puja is always done first to remove all forms of impediments and to allow the mind to flow and to be positive. To Bhagwan Ganesha we bow. Om Gam Ganeshaya Vidmahe Vakratundaya Dhimahi Tanno Danti Prachodayat Moshak Vahana Modak Hasta Chamar Karuna Vilambit Sutra Vamana Rupa Maheshwara Putra Shri Vigna Vinashanam Padharan Namostute. बोले गणपति भगवान की जय। ध्यानम समर्पयामि नमः। ओम गम गणपतये नमः। आवाहनम समर्पयामि गजाननं भूतगणादिसेवितं कपित्तजम्बूफलचारुभक्षणं उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारकं नमामि विघ्नेश्वरपादपङ्कजम्। ओम गम गणपतये नमः। आवाहनं समर्पयामि नमः। आसनम् ओम रम्यं सुशोभनं दिव्यं सर्वसौख्यकरं शुभम् आसनं च मया दत्तं गृहाण परमेश्वर। ओम गम गणपतये नमः। आसनं समर्पयामि नमः। पादयो पादयामि नमः। पादयो पादयामि नमः। मुख्याचमनीयं समर्पयामि नमः। शुद्धोदक स्नानं समर्पयामि नमः। ओम गम गणपतये नमः। ओम पंचामृतमयानीतं पयोदधिघृतं मधु शर्करा समायुक्तं स्नानार्थं प्रतिगृहताम्। ओम पया पृथिव्यां पय ओषधीशो पयो दिव्यन्तरिक्षे पयोधाः पयस्वती प्रदिशा सन्तु मह्यं पयस्नानं समर्पयामि। ओम गं गणपतये नमः। गंगे च यमुने चैव गोदावरी सरस्वती नर्मदा सिन्धु कावेरी जलेऽस्मिन् सन्निधिं कुरु। ओम गं गणपतये नमः। ओम गं गणपतये नमः। ओम गं गणपतये नमः। ओम महागणपतये नमः। यज्ञोपवीतिधारयामि नमः। वस्त्रयुगलयज्ञोपवीतिधारयामि नमः। ओम गं गणपतये नमः। आसनं चतुभ्यं समर्पयामि नमः। भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टवागुं स्वस्तिनोभिः यशेमदेवहितं यदायुम्। ओम स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति न पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नो स्थारिक्षो अरिष्ठनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पति दधातु। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम। अक्षतां समर्पयामि। ओम गं गणपतये नमः। पुष्पं समर्पयामि नमः। ओम। Take the petals in left hand, and now as we chant the mantras, call the names of the Lord. May each name of His bring you strength, and you throw one petal. Om Sumukhaye Namaha. Om Ekadantaye Namaha. Om Kapilaye Namaha. Om Gajakarnakaye Namaha. Om Lambodaraye Namaha. Om Vikataye Namaha. Om Vignarajaye Namaha. Om Dhumraketave Namaha. Om Ganadhyakshaye Namaha. Om Bhalachandraye Namaha. Om Gajananaye Namaha. Om Vakratundaye Namaha. Om Shurpakarnaye Namaha. Om Hirambhaye Namaha. Om Skandapurvajaye Namaha. Om Siddhilambodar Mahaganapate Namaha. Pushpam Samarpayami Namaha. Dhupamagrapayami Namaha. Om Vanaspatirazodbhuto Gandhadhyo Gandhauttaman Agraha Sarvadevanam Dhupoyam Pratigrahatam Dhupamagrapayami Namaha. Dhupamagrapayami Namaha. Sajanchavarti Sanyuktam Vahnana Yojitam Maya Deepam Grahana Devesha Trailoke Nirapaham. Om Gam Ganapataye Namah. Pratyaksha Deepam Darsayami Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Dhupadeepa Nivaranaye Namah. Take a prasad. Om. You can take just one banana. Dhupadeepa Nivaranaye Namah. Sharkaraghranyuktam madhuram swadhuchotamam upahara samayuktam naivedhyam pratigrahatam naivedhyamachmanyam samarpayami. Pugifalam mahadivyam nagabali daleryutam eladichurna sanyuktam tambulam pratigrahatam tambul phalam samarpayami namaham. Dakshinam chatubhyam samarpayami namaham. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaham. Om Hiranyagarbha Samavar Tathagre Bhutasya Jata Patireka Asit Sadadhar Pritavindhya Mutemam Tasmai Devaya Havisha Vidhemam Karpura Nirajanam Jyoti Kadali Garbhadi Sambhutam Karpuram cha pradhipitam aratikya maham kurve pashme vardo bhavam karpur nirajanam jyotihi. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Pratna. Pranamya Shirsa Devam Gauriputram Vinayakam Bhaktavasam Smare Nityam Mayuh Kamartasiddhaye. Prathamam Vakratundam cha Ekadantam Dvitiyakam Tritiyam Krishna Pingaksham Gajavakram Chaturthakam Lambodaram Panchamam cha Shashtam Vikatameva cha Saptamam Vignarajendram Dhumravarnam Tathashtamam Navamam Bhalachandram cha Dashamam tu Vinayakam Ekadasham Ganapatim Dvadasham tu Gajananam Dvadashaitani Namani Trisandhyam Yah Pate Nara न चाविघ्नभयं तस्य सर्वसिद्धिं करं प्रभु। विद्यार्थी लभते विद्यां, धनार्थी लभते धनं, पुत्रार्थी लभते पुत्रां, मोक्षार्थी लभते गतिं। जपेत गणपति स्तोत्रं षड्भिर्मासी फलं लभेत्, संवत्सरेण सिद्धिं च लभते नास्ते स संशय। अष्टभ्यो ब्राह्मणेभ्यश्च लिखित्वा या समर्पयेत्, तस्य विद्या भवेत् सर्वा गणेशस्य प्रसीदत। वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा, निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देवा सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। प्रेम से बोलो श्री गणपति भगवान की जय जय। इति अनेन पूजन करिष्ये नमः। Symbolically touching the earth, giving thanks to Mother Earth, Dharti Mata, for all the responsibilities she have in life to carry us every day. Om Shri Prithvi Mata Namam Bhurasi Bhumirasyaaditirasi Vishwadhaya Vishwasya Bhuvanasya Dhatrim Prithviyacha Prithvidrigvamha Prithvi Mahi Gwamsing. About 3 times. Shri Prithvi Mata Divye Namaha. Touch the Kalash now. Place your hands on top of the coconut. Kalash is the symbol of the universe. The water inside represents the ocean. The leaves, the 5 elements. We ask and pray. May the blessings of the entire creation be with you. Om Kalashasya Mukhe Vishnu Kanthe Rudra Samasritaham Mule Tasya Sate Brahma Madhye Matri Ganasmritaha Kukchau Tu Sagara Sarva Saptadi Bhavasundhara Rigvedo Thayajurvedo Samavedo Yatharvanam Angaischa Sahita Sarve Kalasham Tu Samasritaha Shri Kalashdeva Namaha. Om Sarita Sagara Shailasthirtani Jaladanada Ayantu Yajmanasya Durtakchekaraka Shri Kalashdevaya Namaha. Om Manastu Ketanaye Mano Ayasho Mano Gosho Mano Ashvishuri Rishaha Mano Virana Rudrabhamino Vadhir Havishmanta Sadamitva Havamahe. Iti Mantrena Kalse Gomai Sparsham Kuryat Dhanyamasi Dhimuhi Devana Pranayatva Danayatva Vyanayatva Dirghamanu Prasidhimayushidham Devova Savita Hiranyapanim Pratigibnam Twachindrena Paninam Chakshushe Tvam Mahinam Payovasim. Hold the flowers in left hand now. As we call the names of the Lord of the Ocean, Varunde, throw petals on top. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Om Vam Prachetase Namaha. Om Vam Sarupine Namaha. Om Vam Apam Pataye Namaha. Om Vam Jaladhipataye Namaha. Om Vam Pashahastaye Namaha. Om Vam Tirtharajaye Namaha. Om Vam Akarmani Bhushanaye Namaha. Om Rigvedaye Namaha. Om Yajurvedaye Namaha. Om Samvedaye Namaha. Om Atharvavedaye Namaha. Om Itihasaye Namaha. Om Puranaye Namaha. Om Vedavyasaye Namaha. Om Vasishthaye Namaha. Om Upavedaye Namaha. Om Vedangaye Namaha. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Iti Pushpam Samarpayami Namaha. Om Dhupamagrapayami Vanaspati Rasodbhuto Gandhadhyo Gandha Uttamam Agraha Sarvadevanam Dhupoyam Pratigrahatam Dhupamagrapayami Namaha. Deepam Darshayami Tajam Chavarti Sanyuktam Vahnana Yojitam Maya Deepam Grahana Devesha Trailokiti Nirapaham. Om Vam Varunaya Namaha. Dhupadipa Nivaranaye Namaha. Vam Varunaye Namaha. Om Chandrama Manaso Jataha Chaksho Suryo Vajayata Mukhadindascha Agnischa प्राणाद्वायुरजायत धूपदीपनिवारणाय Take one fruit. Om Sharkaraghृत संयुक्तम मधुरम स्वादुचोतमम उपहारा समायुक्तम नैवेद्यम प्रतिगृहतारम नैवेदयामि प्राणाय स्वाहा अपानाय स्वाहा ज्ञानाय स्वाहा उदानाय स्वाहा समानाय स्वाहा नैवेद्यमाचमनीयं ताम्बूलं समर्पयामि ओम वं वरुणाय नमः कर्पूरनीराजनं ज्योतिः कदलीगर्भादिसम्भूतं कर्पूरां च प्रदीपितम् आरातिक्यमहं कुर्वे पश्य मे वरदो भवम् ओम वं वरुणाय नमः कर्पूरनीराजनं ज्योतिः मोमकरवाहनाय पाशहस्ताय वे नमः नमो प्रचेतसेनाय वं वरुणाय नमो नमः ओम वं वरुणाय नमः ओम वं वरुणाय नमः ओम वं वरुणाय नमः इति प्रार्थना देवदानव संवादे मत्यमानो महोददौ उत्पन्नौ स तदा कुम्भो विधृतो विष्णुना स्वयं त्वतो ये सर्वतीर्थानि देवा सर्वे त्वयि तितां त्वयि तिष्ठन्ति भूतानि त्वयि प्राणापतिष्ठिता शिवस्वयं त्वमेवासि विष्णुस्त्वं च प्रजापतिम् आदित्यावसवो रुद्रा विश्वे देवा सपैत्रिका सानिध्यं कुरु मे देवा प्रसन्नो भव सर्वदा हिरण्यसिंहं वरुणं प्रपद्यं तीर्थं मे देहि याचितां यन्मया भुक्तं साधूनां पापे भयश्च प्रतिग्रह यन्मे मनसा वाचा कर्मणा वा दुष्कृतं कृतं तन्ना इन्द्रो वरुणो बृहस्पति सविता च पुनन्तु पुनः पुनः प्रेम से बोलो श्री वरुण भगवान की जय We'll go up the Shivji Lingam now. One family will come first. You guys will come first, and after that, you will come on to come down. Om Vam Varunaya Namaha. You don't need to take up your prashad and says yet. You can just come like this, and then you have a. बोले उमापति महादेव की जय। नमः पार्वती पतये हर 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 महादेव शंभो। ओम वंदे देवमुमापतिं सुरगुरुं वंदे जगत्कारणं वंदे पन्नगभूषणं मृगधरां वंदे पशूनां पतिं वंदे सूर्यशशाङ्कवाहननयनं वंदे मुकुन्द प्रियं वंदे भक्तजनाश्रयं च वरदं वंदे शिवं शङ्करं। शान्तं पद्मासनस्थं शशिधरमुकुटं पञ्चवक्त्रं त्रिनेत्रं शूलं वज्रं च खड्गं परशुभभयदं दक्षिणाङ्गे महान्तं नागं पाशं च घण्टादमरुकसहितं चाकुशं वामभागे नानालङ्कारयुक्तं स्फटिकमननिभं पार्वतीशं नमामि। सांब सदा शिवाय नमः। ध्यानं समर्पयामि। बोले उमापति महादेव की जय। ध्यानं समर्पयामि। नमः ओम नमः शिवाय। ओम नमः शिवाय। ओम शंभवे नमः। ओम निधनपतये नमः। निधनपतान्तकाय नमः। ऊर्ध्वाय नमः। ऊर्ध्वलिंगाय नमः। हिरण्याय नमः। हिरण्यलिंगाय नमः। सुवर्णाय नमः। सुवर्णलिंगाय नमः। दिव्याय नमः। दिव्यलिंगाय नमः। आत्माय नमः। सत्यो जातं प्रबध्यामि। सत्यो जाताय वे नमो नमः। भवे भवेदाति भवे भवस्य मां। वामदेवाय नमो। ज्येष्ठाय नमो। श्रेष्ठाय नमः। रुद्राय नमः। कालाय नमः। कलविकरणाय नमः। बलविकरणाय नमः। बलप्रमथनाय नमः। मनोन्मनाय नमः। अघोरेभ्यो खगोरेभ्यो अघोरघोरतरेभ्यः सर्वेभ्यो सर्वसर्वेभ्यो नमस्ते स्वरूपेभ्यः। तत्पुरुषाय विद्महे महादेवाय धीमहि तन्नो रुद्र प्रचोदयात्। ईशान सर्वविद्यानां ईशान सर्वभूतानां ब्रह्माधिपते ब्रह्मणोऽधिपते ब्रह्मा शिवो मे अस्तु सदा शिवो। ओम शंभवे नमः। ओम सांब सदा शिवाय नमः। ओम नमः शिवाय। सुगंधिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनात् मृत्योर्मोक्षयमामृतात्। ओम शंभवे नमः। नमो भगवते रुद्राय। ओम अस्य श्री सांब सदा शिवाय नमः। ओम आपातालनभस्थलां भुवना ब्रह्माण्डवाद्विपुरः ज्योतिः स्फातिकलिङ्गमौलिविलसत्पूर्णेन्दुवाथामृते अस्तोखापृतमीशमीशमनिशं रुद्रानुवान् काञ्जपं ध्यायेधिप्चितसिद्धये ध्रुवपदं विप्रोभितुं विञ्चये। ब्रह्माण्डव्याप्तदेहा भसितमहिमरुचा भासमाना भुजङ्गे कण्ठे कालः कपर्दकिलशशिकलाश्चन्द्रकोटिदधन्जा त्रयक्षा रुद्राक्षमाला प्रकृतिर्भव शाम्भव मूर्तिवेदा रुद्राः श्रीरुद्रसूक्तं प्रकटति विभवन प्रयन्ति सौख्यम्। ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिगं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमस्रवस्तवं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनः शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीधसादनं महागणपतये नमः। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम। शं च मे मयश्च मे प्रियं च मे मेनुकामश्च मे। शं च मे मयश्च मे प्रियं च मे मेनुकामश्च मे कामश्च मे सौमनश्च मे भद्रं च मे श्रेयश्च मे वयश्च मे मयश्च मे भगश्च मे द्रविणं च मे यन्ता च मे धर्ता च मे क्षेमश्च मे धृतिश्च मे विश्वं च मे महश्च मे संविच्च मे ज्ञात्रं च मे सूक्ष्म च मे प्रयुश्च मे शरीरं च मे लयश्च मे ऋतं च मे अमृतं च मे यक्षं च मे नामश्च मे जीवातुश्च मे दीर्घायुश्च मे मेनमित्रं च मे भयं च मे सुगं च मे शयनं च मे सुषा च मे सुधं च मे ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम शंभवे नमः ध्यानं समर्पयामि नमः gwम ओम नमो भगवते रुद्राय ओम नमो भगवते रुद्राय नमस्ते रुद्रमन्यव उतो तैषवे नमः नमस्ते अस्तु धन्वने बभूवते धनुः शिवा शरभ्या या तव तयानो रुद्रमिदया या ते रुद्रशिवा तनूरघोरा पापकाशिनी तया नस्तन्वा शन्तमया गिरिशन्ताभिषाकशीः या मीशुङ्गिरिशन्तहस्ते विवर्षस्तवे शिवां गिरित्रतां कुरुमाहि ध्वंसेः पुरुषं जगता शिवेन वचसा त्वां गिरिशा चावधामसि यथा नः सर्वमी जगयदक्ष्मगं सुमना असता हत्यवोदतदिवक्तां प्रथमोदिभ्यो बीजकः अहीगञ्च सर्वायतं यतुधान्यः असो यस्थाम्रो अरुण उत बब्लुः सुमङ्गलः ये चैमागं रुद्रो अभितो दिक्षो श्रुताः सहस्राक्षो वैशागं भेद एमहे असो यो सर्पती नीलग्रीवो विलोहितः उतैनं गोपा अदृशन्नदृशन्नुदहार्यः उतैनं विश्वाभूतानि सदृष्टो मृदयातिनः नमो वस्तु नीलग्रीवाय सहस्राक्षाय मेदुषे हसो ये अस्तसत्त्वानोऽहं तेभ्यो करणं मम प्रमुञ्च धन्मनुभयो रात्रिं योज्यां याश्चित् हस्त इषवा पराता भगवो बपा अवतत्वधुनस्त्वागं सहस्राक्षा श्रुते श्रुते निशील्यशल्यानं मुखा शिवो नः सुमना भव विज्यं धनुकपर्धिनो विशल्यो वानवागुम् उत अशि अनेशनस्येष हाभुरस्य निषङ्गितिं या ते हेतिर्मे झुष्टं हस्ते बभूवथे धनुः तयास्मां विश्वतस्ममयक्ष्म परिभुजः नमस्ते अस्त्वायुधाय नाथाय विष्णवे उभाभ्यामुदते नमो बाहुभ्यां तव धन्वनि परिते धन्वनो हेतिरस्मान् वृणक्तु विश्वतः अथो य इषधिस्तवारु अस्मन्न देहितं शम्भवे नमः ॐ नमस्ते अस्तु भगवन् विश्वेश्वराय महादेवाय त्र्यम्बकाय त्रिपुरान्तकाय विकालविकालाय नीलकण्ठाय मृत्युञ्जयाय सर्वेश्वराय सदाशिवाय श्रीमन्महादेवाय नमः। Pandit Kuldeep prepared milk and haldi water for everybody, so you all are lucky. Please come on up and offer a lota of milk and haldi water to everyone, to Bhagwan Shiv. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Shambhave. फलं जनुभ्यं नमः। ॐ नमः शिवाय। ॐ त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनं उर्वारुकमिव बन्धना मृत्योर्मोक्षयमामृतातयो त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनं उर्वारुकमिव बन्धना मृत्योर्मोक्षयमामृतातयो त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनं उर्वारुकमिव बन्धना मृत्योर्मोक्षयमामृताते ॐ त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् 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 उर्वारुकमिव बन्धना मृत्योर्मोक्षयमामृताते ॐ शम्भवे नमः। ॐ साम्ब सदाशिवाय नमः। त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धना मृत्योर्मोक्षयमामृताते ॐ 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 शम्भवे नमः। ॐ नमस्ते अस्तु भगवन् विश्वेश्वराय महादेवाय त्र्यम्बकाय त्रिपुरान्तकाय त्रिकालग्निकालाय कालग्निरुद्राय नीलकण्ठाय मृत्युञ्जयाय सर्वेश्वराय सदाशिवाय श्रीमन्महादेवाय नमः। हर 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 महादेवाय नमः। ॐ शम्भवे नमः। शम्भवे नमः। त्र्यम्बकं पुष्पाणि प्रतिगृहताम् भवानी शंकरो वंदे श्रद्धा विश्वास्य रूपिणं यभ्यां विना न पश्यन्ति सिद्धा स्वान्तात्मनीश्वरं वंदे बोधमयं नित्यं गुरु शंकर रूपिणं यमाश्रितो हि वक्रोऽपि चंद्र सर्वत्यपन्दते भवानी शंकराय नमः शिव भगवान् पुष्पमालां तुभ्यं नमः कमल नामधेयस्य कोयल नामधेयस्य इति शिव भगवान पुष्पमालां तुभ्यं नमः बोले शिव भगवान की जय हो।
ओम शिवाय हरि ओम शिवाय 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 ओम शिवाय हरि
बोले मावती महादेव की जय।
Namah
ओ हर हर
भोले नमः शिवाय।
ओ जटाटवी गलज्ज्वल प्रभाः पावितस्थले गले विलम्बितं भुजङ्गतुङ्गमालिका दमद्दमद्दमर्दमर्दमर्दनादमर्वयं चकार चन्द्रताण्डवं तनोतु न शिवा शिवं तनोतु न शिवा शिवम् ॐ नमः शिवाय 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 वन्दे देवमुमापतिं सुरगुरुं वन्दे जगत्कारणं वन्दे पन्नगभूषणं मृगधरां वन्दे पशूनां पतिं वन्दे सूर्यशशाङ्कवाहननयनं वन्दे मुकुन्दप्रियं वन्दे भक्तजनाश्रयं च वरदं वन्दे शिवं शङ्करम् करचरणकृतं वा कायजं कर्मजं वा श्रवणनयनजं वा मानसं वा पराधं विहितम् अविहितं वा सर्वमेतत्क्षमस्व जय जय करुणाब्धे श्रीमहादेव शम्भो श्रीमहादेव शम्भो श्रीमहादेव शम्भो हर 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 महादेव नमः पार्वती पतये हर 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 महादेव शंभो बोलिए भवानी शंकर भगवान की Put your flowers in front of them and bow down.
दया करो शिवा गंगा नारी दया करो शिवा गंगा नारी कृपा करो शिव त्रिपुरारी कृपा करो शिव त्रिपुरारी दया करो शिवा गंगा नारी दया करो शिवा गंगा नारी नाम मधुर शुभ मंगलकारी नाम मधुर शुभ मंगलकारी अलक निरंजन त्रिशूलधारी अलक निरंजन त्रिशूलधारी दया करो कृपा करो रक्षा करो भोला भंडारी दया करो कृपा करो रक्षा करो भोला भंडारी दया करो शिव गंगा नारी दया करो शिव गंगा नारी दया करो दया करो दया करो शिव गंगा
Another bhajan, and then we start. good. How are you? Yeah, later.
तेरा पल बीता जाए मुख से जप ले नमः शिवाय तेरा पल बीता जाए मुख से जप ले नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय तेरा पल बीता जाए मुख से जप ले नमः शिवाय तेरा शिव शब्दम हृदय से बोल मन मंदिर का पर्दा खोल शिव शब्दम हृदय से बोल मन मंदिर का पर्दा खोल तेरा वस्त्र खोलने जाए मुख से जप ले नमः शिवाय तेरा वस्त्र खोलने जाए मुख से जप ले नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय तेरा पल बीता जाए मुख से जप ले नमः शिवाय तेरा पल बीता जाए मुख से जप ले नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ये दुनिया पंछी का मेला सबको अंजने आगे ये दुनिया पंछी का मेला सबको अंजने आगे तेरा पिंजरा प्राण ले जाए मुख से जप ले नमः शिवाय तेरा पिंजरा प्राण ले जाए मुख से जप ले नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय तेरा पल बीता जाए मुख से जप ले नमः शिवाय तेरा पल बीता जाए मुख से जप ले नमः शिवाय ओम 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 नमः शिवाय
Okay, you guys sing. No. Om Shambhave Namaha Shri Bhavani Shankaraye Namaha Bhavani Shankar Mandire Shiva Mahapuranam Prathama Divasaha Naivedayami
जय भोला भंडारे शिव हर जय भोला भंडारे जय भोला भंडारे शिव हर जय भोला भंडारे जय कैलाशपति शिव शंकर जय कैलाशपति शिव शंकर सब जग के हितकारी जय भोला भंडारी शिव
बोले मापति महादेव की जय। श्री गणेशाय नमः। श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमो नमः। वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सर्वमंगलमांगल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यंबके गौरी नारायणी नमोस्तुते। वंदे देवमुमापतिं सुरगुरुं वंदे जगत्कारणं वंदे पन्नगभूषणं मृगधरां वंदे पशूनां पतिं वंदे सूर्यशशाङ्कवाहननयनं वंदे मुकुन्दप्रियं वंदे भक्तजनाश्रयं च वरदं वंदे शिवं शंकरं। हे दीन बंधु दयालु शंकर जानि जन अपनाइयो। हे दीन बंधु दयालु शंकर जानि जन अपनाइयो। भव सागर पार उतार मोको भव सागर पार उतार मोको निज समीप बसाइयो। हे दीन बंधु दयालु शंकर जाने अजाने पाप मेरो है नाथ शरण ही नसाइयो। जाने अजाने पाप मेरो है नाथ शरण ही नसाइयो। चित जोर जोर निहोज मांगो चित जोर जोर निहोज मांगो। देव दरस दिखाइयो। हे दीन बंधु दयालु शंकर हे दीन बंधु दयालु शंकर। देवी सहाये सुनाए शिव जी प्रेम सहित जो गावही। देवी सहाये सुनाए शिव जी प्रेम सहित जो गावही। छुट जावो ही जग जोनि से छुट जावही जग जोनि से। सर्वदा सुख पावही हे दीन बंधु दयालु शंकर हे दीन बंधु दयालु शंकर जानी जन अपनाइयो भव सागर पार उतार मोह भव सागर पार उतार मोह निज समीप बसाइयो हे दीन बंधु दयालु शंकर हे दीन बंधु दयालु शंकर दीन बंधु दयालु शंकर विश्वेश्वं माधवं धुन्धिं दन्दपानिं च भैरवं वन्दे काशीं गुह्यां गंगा भवानी मणिकर्णिका भवानी मणिकर्णिका। बोले उमापति महादेव की जय। ओम श्री राम राम रघुनंदन राम राम श्री राम राम भरताग्रज राम राम श्री राम राम रणकर्कश राम राम श्री राम राम शरणं भव राम राम। वंशी विभूषित करान नवनीरदाभात पीतांबरादरुण बिंब फलधरोष्टात् पूर्णेन्द्र सुंदर मुखारविंद्र नेत्र कृष्णात् पदं किमपि तत्त्वमहं न जाने अतुलित बलधामं हेमशैलाबदेहं धनुजवन कृशानुं ज्ञानिनां मृगगण्यं सकलगुणनिधानं वानराणामधीशं रघुपतिप्रियभक्तं वातजातं नमामि। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वरा गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। बोले श्री पवन सुत हनुमान की जय सियावर रामचंद्र भगवान की जय राधा कृष्ण चंद्र भगवान की जय गुरु महाराज की जय। बोले सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय श्री महाशिव शिव महापुराण की जय। My pranam to all of you. On behalf of Bhavani Shankar Mandir, we want to welcome all of you into our first session of Mahashiv Puran Katha today. Shivratri is just a few days away, and our tradition in the temple is that we always have Shiv Puran Katha before, because Shiv Puran is the purifier. Shiv Puran is the presence of Mahadev. Shiv Puran is just not a book, but it is the living form of the Lord Bhagwan Shiv. This evening, we're so happy to see all of you online and of course in the temple. Always very happy to see so many of you in the temple as well. Before I start, I just wanted to acknowledge our shrotas for this evening and our sponsors as well. We have some virtual sponsors and of course our in-house sponsors. Bhaiji Farooq and his wife Nadira Ali from Kitchener. They are our virtual sponsors this evening and have always supported our temple and our programs so wonderfully. Bhagwan Shivji's blessings on you both and your family. Also this evening, we want to say happy birthday to Sarah. She's celebrating her 11th birthday, and Bhagwan's blessings on her. Bholenath Bhagwan's blessings and Ma Parvati's blessings on her and her family as she celebrates her beautiful 11th birthday today. Happy birthday to you, to Sarah. And our next virtual sponsor, Bhaiji Dev Ramjivan, Lilavati Ramjivan, Vidyavati Ramjivan and Lakshmi Ramjivan from Long Island, New York. They are our virtual sponsors as well. The Ramjivan family has always supported us in so many ways, and I've always found ways to to give thanks. And recently it was his daughter's birthday. We did chanting in the morning. Happy birthday again to you, and Bhagwan's blessings. Our in-house Shrotas today, Auntie Kamal, and the puja and is dedicated to her grandson Koyal, who is in the mandir today. He was actually born on Shivratri, and of course on the occasion of Shivratri this year, we dedicate this puja and our puja and our reading of Shiv Puran to here. Just out of curiosity, I asked Koyal when we were starting how old he was, and he told me he's 16 going into 17. And that was not unbelievable, but you know, these things always happen. These kids are around and you see them running around. The next thing you know, they're tall and they're older. And I know Koyal, of course, very long time now. Want to, of course, ask Bhagwan Shivji's blessings on him always. And to his parents as well, who are here this evening, and his siblings, Vinay and Anita, and the whole family. Bhagwan Bholenath, Bhagwan's blessings to them. And to also to Auntie Kamal, who has always, you know, been sitting here for puja whenever we have some puja. This evening as well is sponsored by our Shrotas, Benji Devi and Mataji Lachmin. Today, they're giving thanks to Bhavani Shankar Mandir for, and I read the greeting, for letting us sit in prayers on this auspicious period of Mahashivratri. Their gift of love and blessing give us strength. I wish to express gratitude to my parents, Jai and Ursula Prasad. It is such a wonderful feeling to see Auntie here this evening. When I walked in, she actually greeted me, and I haven't seen her for years. And it was so nice to see her this evening. Giving thanks to Bhagwan for gratitude to my parents, Jai and Ursula Prasad, brother Navin, who is here as well this evening, and his family, brother Sharma and family, my sister in heaven, Hema, son Devin, and all family and friends near and far. We need to place our confidence in the Lord on this special day and call on His grace to guide us towards faithfulness. With this, the Divine will always bless us with good health, prosperity, and an abundance of tranquility and peace. As we enter the holy month, may we be at one with the Divine and know that anything is possible as long as we believe. With love, Devi and Lachmin. And so they are Shrotas this evening. I haven't seen them in a while. Of course, COVID, I haven't seen a lot of people in a while. And it's so nice to see them, this wonderful family, who by extension are close family friends to me as well. And so nice to see them. I see Auntie Paro is here this evening after a long time, and Auntie Usha as well. And so nice to see them. These are people who I know for years, and they are reconnecting with us through satsang. They are always following our satsang and have reconnected with us in so many ways. This evening I want to start with a simple chant to Bhagwan. And of course I don't want to exclude any of you in the audience. All of you, it's so blissful to see all of you. And I hope and pray that you'll continue to come out in the evenings as we glorify Bhagwan Shivji. Nirvana Shatakam, I think all of you know this chant. It's a beautiful chant to the Lord Shiva. How did this chant come about? It came about when Adi Shankaracharya went to his guru and asked his guru to teach him. And his guru says, "Tell me who you are and I will teach you afterwards." And then he says, Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham मनोबोध हमकार चित्ता निनाहम न चाश्रोत जिह्वे न चाघ्राण नेत्रे मनोबोध हमकार चित्ता निनाहम न चाश्रोत जिह्वे न चाघ्राण नेत्रे न चाव्योम भूमिर्न तेजो न वायो चिदानंद रूप शिवोहम. Everybody. Hey, चिदानंद रूप शिवोहम. चिदानन्दरूप शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूप शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूप शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूप न च प्राणसंख्यो न वै पञ्चवायु न वा सप्तधातु न वा पञ्चकोश न वाक्पाणिपादं न चोपस्तपायो चिदानन्दरूप शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं न मे द्वेषरागो न मे लोभमोहो मदो नैव मे नैव मात्सर्यभावः न धर्मो न चार्थो न कामो न मोक्ष चिदानन्दरूप शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं ओ न पुण्यं न पापं न सौख्यं न दुःखं न मन्त्रो न तीर्थ न वेदा न यज्ञ अहं भोजनं नैव भोजं न भोक्ता चिदानन्दरूप शिवोऽहं न मे मृत्युशङ्का न मे जातिभेद पिता नैव माता नैव न जन्म न बन्धुर्न मित्रं गुरुर्नैव शिष्य चिदानन्दरूप शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूप अहं निर्विकल्पो निराकाररूपो विभुत्वाच सर्वत्र सर्वेन्द्रियाणं न चासङ्गतं नैव मुक्तिर्न मेय चिदानन्दरूप शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूप everybody ओ चिदानन्दरूप शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूप शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूप शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूप शिवोऽहं 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 सच्चिदानन्दोऽहं शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं ओ शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं सच्चिदानन्दोऽहं शिवोऽहं 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 सच्चिदानन्दोऽहं शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं सच्चिदानन्दोऽहं ओ सच्चिदानन्दोऽहं सच्चिदानन्दोऽहं ओ शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं सच्चिदानन्दोऽहं ओ सच्चिदानन्दोऽहं शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं ओ शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं सच्चिदानन्दोऽहं शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं सच्चिदानन्दोऽहं शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं सच्चिदानन्दोऽहं शिवोऽहं 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 सच्चिदानन्दं। बोले शिव भगवान की जय। Adi Shankaracharya, who, by the way, is one of the incarnations of Prabhu Shivji. He came on this earth. Scholar, of course, Vidwan. Many of the things we do are actually written by Adi Shankaracharya. Many of the chants we do are given by him. He met his guru, and his guru was blind. I told this story a lot of times, but for those of you who never heard. And he went to his guru and he says, Guruji, please teach me. His Guruji says, he is a Vedanta, into philosophy. His Guru says, for me to teach you, you must tell me who you are. Who you are. And remember, when somebody asks you who you are, we are quick to tell them how our father was great, our grandfather was great, our lineage and all this kind of thing. But remember, he is a Vedanta. So Adi Shankaracharya says, this cannot be a base level question. This has to be deeper than the surface level that he's asking. When the Guru asks a question, he already knows the answer, but he wants to know if you know the answer. So he asks, who are you? And then Adi Shankaracharya says, he clasped his hands. And on the spot, he compiled this beautiful Nirvana Shatakam. It's called Shatakam because it has 6 verses. Mano Buddha Hamkara Chittani Naham. The 4 features of the mind: Mana, Buddha, Ahankara, Chitta. The mind, the perception, the ego, the intellect, and thought. Ahankara Chittani Naham. Hey Gurudev, I am neither the mind, the ego, the intellect, or the consciousness. Nacha shrotra jihave, nacha grana netre. Neither have I ears, tongue, nostrils, or eyes. Nacha vyoma bhumir na tejo na vayo. Hey Gurudev, I am not the 5 great elements. I am pure consciousness and bliss. I am Shiva. I am Shiva. I am the auspicious one, Shiva. Shivoham, Shivoham. The Guru just, okay, tell me more. Nacha pran sankhyo na ve panchavayu. I am not the vital panchavayu, prana, pana, vyana, udana, samana. I am not the 5 air. On all of us, there are 5 types of air that is required to keep us alive. One that breathe in, one to breathe out. One to digest the food. Of course, that is 3. One to keep the temperature of the body. Remember, when a person is dying, that's the first one that leaves, a panavayu. Leaves. These 5 airs are very important for us to be alive. If they are not, then the Adi Shankara is saying, Nacha prana sankhyo nave panchavayu. I am not the air. Nava sapta dhatu. I am not the 7 knots. You know the 7 knots are? The 7 chakras. Muladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata, Vishuddhi, Agna. I am not the 7 chakras of the body. Na sapta dhatu nava panchakosha. Panchakosha are the 5 sheets of the body. Anamaya kosha, Jnanamaya kosha, Vijnanamaya kosha, and so on. The body is made up of Annamaya kosha, of grains, food. Jnanamaya kosha, knowledge. Anandamaya kosha, bliss. Dhanamaya kosha, wealth. No. Manomaya kosha, the mind. I am neither none of those, my Guru. Nacha navakpani padar nacho pastapayu. I am not the physiological functions of the body. The Guru says, who are you then? Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. I am Shiva. I am Shiva. 6th verse, I'll explain a few. What he says, na punyam, na papam, na saukhyam, na dukkham. Punya and papa are good and bad deeds. Punya, good deeds, bad deeds as well. I am not the good deeds that I do. I am not the bad deeds that I do. Na saukhyam, na dukkham. I neither experience sorrow nor happiness. Our philosophy tells us, Vedanta tells us, there is no good news and there is no bad news. There is just news. There is no good news and there is no bad news. If a person come home with a very, very bad temper and they had a very bad experience outside and they come home after a long, tiring day, and you run and tell them, look, I have a full spread of food on the table, no matter how much of a good news you think that is, something will turn them off and they may be unhappy with it. There is no such thing as good news and bad news. There is news. How we treat it really tells if it's good and bad. No? How are we prepared to take it? Na mantro, na tirtha, na veda, na yagya. I'm not the mantras, I'm not the tirthas, not the veda, not the yagya. I am not the Vedas that exist. I'm not the yagya that I perform. Aham bhojanam naiva bhojam na bhukta. Prabhu, I am not the food that I eat. I am not the rituals. Who are you then? Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. I am one with Shiva. I am one with Shiva. And everyone, my friends, we have to identify ourselves with Bhagwan Mahadev. This beautiful evening, we bring to you Shiv Mahapuran. This is a very, very beautiful book. I mistakenly call it a book all the time, but this is a form of Mahadev Bhagwan. Today, I came, of course, with all the volumes of the Shiv Puran. And when you come with all the volumes of the Shiv Puran, the kids know what that means. It means I have not prepared anything to read. So after my puja here this evening, as they're addressing the lingam, I ran into the library, the office, and I'm like, Shivji, please give me something to read. And then he reminded me, if you're going to read Shiv Puran, you might as well start from the beginning. You might as well start from the beginning, because that's a good start, to start from the beginning. And there it was. We start the introduction of the Shiv Puran. What is the Shiv Puran? This is not a book that you hear about. It's not kathas that you hear about all the time. What is the power of the Shiv Puran? We'll talk about that this evening. This is just the first of 5 evenings. After listening to Shiv Puran this evening, I am telling you, you're going to be here every single night. Because if you know that something is good for you, you're going to run after it. But in most cases, my friends, kabhi kabhi Bhagavan kabhi bhakto se kaam kare, jana tha Ganga paar Prabhu ke vat ki nao chale. In most cases, a devotee does not run after God. God runs after the devotee. God runs after the devotee. So we bring you the Shiv Mahapuran today and tell you about its blissfulness and its purity. The first adoration of Shiv Puran, the prayer, Vande Deva Mumapatim Suragurum Vande Jagat Karanam Vande Pannagabhushanam Mrigadharam Vande Pashunam Patim Vande Surya Shashank Vahana Nayanam Vande Mukunda Priyam Vande Bhakta Janashrayancha Varadam Vande Shivam Shankaram. Vedvyasji bows to Bhagwan Mahadev as Umapatim, as the Lord of Uma. Vande Jagatakaranam. Salutations to you, Mahadev, who is the cause of this universe. Vande Pannagabhushanam Mrigadharam Vande Pashunam Patim, one who dresses with robes, Mrigadharam, and who sits on the deer skin. Vande Pashunam Patim, we bow to you, Mahadev, who is not the Lord of only the human beings, but who is the Lord, the Pashupati, the Lord of all the beasts. He is the Lord of the scorpion. He is the Lord of the tiger. He is the Lord of the elephant. He is the Lord of the birds. He is the Lord of the cockroach. The Lord says everyone and everything, Sari Srishti, everyone and everything must have someone to look up to. And when we may scorn and run away from certain things, the Lord says, I will embrace them, Pashupatim. One day we will go to Pashupatinath in Nepal, where the Lord has 4 faces. The lingam has 4 heads. You'll see the beauty of Shivji Bhagwan in Pashupati. He is referred to as the Lord of the beast. It is one of the temples that is known for its mysticism in this planet that we live on. Pashupatinath. Vande Surya Shashanka Vahanayanam Vande Mukunda Priyam. I love this name of Bhagwan Shiva. He is Mukunda Priya. He is the beloved of Sri Krishna. The beloved of Sri Krishna, the beloved of Ramji Bhagavan. Ramayana tells us, Lingathapi vidivat kar puja, Shiva saman priya mohi na duja. Ram Bhagavan says in there is no one as dear to him as Shiva Bhagavan. Vande bhakta janashrayancha varadam vande shivam shamkaram. We bow to Shiva, who's bhakta janashrayam. We bow to Bhagavan Shiva, who is the pride of his devotees. He never leaves anyone hanging. A friend or someone may leave someone hanging. The Lord will never leave you hanging. He never shows up late. He never misses his appointment. The question is, will you miss your appointment with him? The first shloka of the Mahapuran. What is the greatness of the Puran? Shaunak Muni is narrating to many other saints. He Sutta Mahapragya Sarva Siddhatma Viprabhu Akhyahi me Katha Saram Puranam Visheshatah Sadacharascha Sadbhaktir Viveko Bardhate Katham Swavikar Nirasascha Sajanne Kriyamo Katham. Saunak says, O Sutta, you're all aware of all the Shastras, you're aware of all the teachings. We have so many Puranas, 108 Puranas. Among them, there are 18 Mahapuranas, which is, Shiv Purana is one of the Mahapurana, the great Purana. Sadacharascha sadbhaktir viveko buddhare katham. And as people get involved in worldly activities, they get lost. You know, when a parent gives a child a toy, the child takes the toy and forgets about the parent because they are busy, playing with the toy, and the parent is there but not even there. Sutji Maharaj is listening from Shaunak Ji. He says this is the example of the world that God has given, Bhagavan has given us so much. This beautiful world to live in with its challenges, but so many things. And in the process of living, we enjoy His gifts, but we forget about the giver of the gifts. We enjoy the gifts, but we forget the giver of the gifts. And in so doing, we run into all forms of apavitra, impurities of life. In this age of Kal Yug, Jivascha Suratam Prapta Prayo Ghore Kalavaya Tasya Samyotana Kimhi Vidyate Paramayatam. In this age of Kal Yug, all the creatures started behaving like asuras sometimes, or demons. What is the best path, Shaunak Ji is asking Sutji. What is the best path to burn away the impurities? There is such a thing as burning away the impurities. There is such a thing as crushing our papas, our sins. There is such a thing as crushing our sins. When people tell you that you have committed so much wrong in life and all this kind of thing, and this is heaven and this is earth and all that, we have to think very deeply what that means. The Lord has given us many paths in order to wash our impurities away, and we all have accumulated them somehow or the other. Sutji Maharaj listens and he says, O best of the sages, quite thoughtfully I will narrate to you the greatness of Mahashiv Puran. Ashi Vicharya Suvitra Vachim Sastram Mahotamam. All the Puranas have their own remedy and their purposes, just like a pharmacy. There are all kinds of medicine there, but you can't just go drink anything. You have to take the ones that are best for your health situation. He says the Bhagavad Mahapuran will give you ecstasy, it will give you bliss. When we chant Bhagavad Mahapuran, Nigamakal Pataror Galitam Shukhamukara Samritam Pipata Bhagavasara Samalayam Muhuraho Rasika Bhuri Bharaka. Bhagavatam is like the nectar. As you're listening to Bhagavatam, you're consuming the nectar of life. He says Bhagavad Mahapuran has its own merits. All the Purans, that's just one of them, have their own merits. But to quickly vanish away papas and to wash away the impurities of life, I narrate to you the best that is called the Shiva Mahapuram, Vaschim Sastram Mahottama. Among the Puranas, to elevate a human being, Shiva Mahapuran is the foremost. Sarva Siddhanta Nishchatra Bhaktya Degi Vardadham Shivatoshkaram Divyam Shruvatsa Ramayanam. The Shiva Puran is the best remedy for the biggest danger like death. It will never postpone your death. Death can never be postponed. You know that? There was once a very smart man named Tenali. He heard that when the Yamraj is coming, you know, he knows you, he knows where you live, he knows your name, and he is going to come for you. So every year, Tenali used to change his name. He used to change his name every year, and they asked him, why are you changing your name? He says, when he's looking for this guy here, he's not going to find him. He'll find somebody else, so I'm going to escape death. Right? Even the names that we give him, God has given us those names. No? You can't escape this. But what the Shiva Puran does, it helps you to prepare for every situation. It helps you to prepare for death. Death is something that we must prepare for from the time we were born. Because jatasya hi dhruvo mrityur dhruvam janma mritasya cha. As long as there is birth, there is death. And when there is death, there is birth again. This is the cycle of life. The very first page of Mahashiva Puran. The Shiva Puran is the best remedy for the biggest danger like death, which bites like a snake, and it's the biggest danger. The Shiva Puran is the best of all Puranas in this age of Kali Yuga. O ascetic, it was spoken by Shiv Bhagavan himself. Except the Shiv Purana, there is no other remedy in this age of Kali Yuga to purify the minds of people. Etasmatam Puran. In this age of Kali Yuga, there is no other book to purify the minds of people. Shivaji is known to be the one to purify. Spatikalingam, now you worship Spatikalingam, you meditate on it. What happens? Your mind becomes crystallized, pure. Whatever is given to the Spatikalingam, you put a red cloth behind it, becomes red. Blue cloth, it becomes blue. Black cloth, it becomes black. That is a reflection of the mind. Spatikalingam is for meditation. Spatika mananibham parvatisham namami. The Shiva Puran, by listening to it and by reciting it, the mind becomes pure. Janamantare bhavot punyam mahadhasya sudhi mata. Tasya pratir bhave matram mahabhagyavato mune. Shaunak says, Shutji Maharaj, tell me who are those that are fortunate and are blessed to listen to Mahashiva Puran. Tell me who are the fortunate and the blessed ones to listen to Mahashiva Puran. I don't know, I cannot see online today because I'm having technical issues, but I assume a lot of people are online, and I see a lot of people in the temple as well. This is so strange for me, by the way. There was a time when the temple used to have 1,200 people inside. Our audience used to have 800 people, 500 people, Shivaratri night, thousands of people. But for the past few years, I am so used to speaking to an empty temple that when 40, 50 people show up, I feel nervous. After being a pundit for over 30 years, I feel nervous when I see 40, 50 people show up. Because habits are like that. So please, if I sound a little nervous, please forgive me. Bhagwan Shivji is narrating this Puran. Shaunak says, Suji, tell me who are the fortunate ones to listen to this Purana. Who are so blessed to listen to this Purana? Janamantare bhavet punyam mahadhasya sudhi matah tasya pritir bhave tatra mahabhagyavato mune. The words are very clear. Janamantare bhavet punyam. O best of the sages, he says, only such people get an opportunity to listen to the Mahashiva Puran who has to their credit the noble deeds of their previous birth. The noble deeds of the previous birth. Bhava Jagamantare Bhavet Punyam. It means previously, all of you lovely people here came from Scarborough, came from Brampton, came from Mississauga. All of you lovely people and whoever you came, and those who are listening from all parts of the world, or of course, or online, or congregation is very big these days. All of you listening through whatever media, Facebook, YouTube, whatever, Janamantare Bhavat Punyam. Sujji Maharaj is saying that your noble deeds in your previous birth have accumulated and have been so noble that it has supported you to be here today to listen to Mahashiv Puran. I think we have to take this as a good, not as a good sign, but as a good message to say, yes, I have done good things, so what? Let this propel me to do better things in this life. And so he goes on, my friends, and he tells him the greatness of the Puran. The best of a person who listens to this Puran with devotion, they achieve Shiva Lok quite easily. Shiva Lok is the abode of Mahadev very easily. Now, who has done that, and how has that happened? We're now going to go and read the very first Katha in the Shiv Mahapuran to tell you that by just listening, you think that Shiv Puran is only for the living. I want to tell you, my friends, Shiv Puran is for the living, and especially for the dying and the dead. Well, we all, my friends, are dying slowly every day. Each breath we take is a breath closer to the pyre. Don't be frustrated about it. It's the fact of life. So this is for all of us. Let's now dive into the Shiv Puran as we see the nectar. Om Shiva, Parat Para Shiva, Omkara Shiva Tav Sharanam. Om Shiva, Parat Para Shiva, Omkara Shiva Tav Sharanam. Hey, Om Shiva, Parat Para Shiva, Omkara Shiva Tav Sharanam. Om Shiva, Parat Para Shiva,
Omkara Shiva Tav Sharanam.
Om Shiva, Parat Para Shiva, Omkara Shiva Tav Sharanam. O Shiva,
Parat Para Shiva, Omkara Shiva Tav Sharanam.
Om Shiva, Parat Para Shiva, Omkara Shiva Tav Sharanam. Om Shiva, Parat Para Shiva, Omkara Shiva Tav Sharanam. O He Shiva Shankar, Bhavani Shankar, Uma Maheshwar Tav Sharanam. Om Shiva Shankar, Bhavani Shankar, Uma Maheshwar Tav Sharanam. Om Shiva, Parat Para Shiva, Omkara Shiva
Tav Sharanam.
O bolo Om Shiva,
Parat Para Shiva, Omkara Shiva Tav Sharanam.
O He Vrashabhadwaj, He Dharma Dhwaj, Samba Sada Shiva Tav Sharanam. He Vrishabhadwaj, He Dharma Dhwaj, Samba Sada Shiva Tav Sharanam. Om Shiva,
Parat Para
Shambho.
Omkara Shiva Tav Sharanam.
Om Shiva, Parat Para Shiva,
Omkara Shiva Tav Sharanam.
O He Jagadishwar, Pinak Pani, Trinayan Shankar Tav Sharanam. He Jagadishwar, Pinak Pani, Trinayan Shankar Tav Sharanam. Om Shiva, Om Shiva, Parat Para Shiva, Omkara Shiva Tav Sharanam. Om Shiva, Parat Para Shiva, Omkara Shiva
तव शरणम्
O He Mrityunjay Pashupati Shankar Bhujanga Bhushan Tav Sharanam. He Mrityunjay Pashupati Shankar Bhujanga Bhushan Tav Sharanam. Om Shiva, Parat Para Shiva, Omkara Shiva Tav Sharanam. Hey Om Shiva, Parat Para Shiva, Omkara Shiva Tav Sharanam. Om Shiva, Parat Para Shiva, Omkara Shiva Tav Sharanam. Om Shiva, Parat Para Shiva, Omkara Shiva Tav Sharanam. Omkara Shiva Tav Sharanam. Omkara Shiva Tav Sharanam. Bole Mahapati Mahadev Ki Jai. Our lovely chorus group this evening are all children. So many girls and one boy. But please give them a big hand. They're doing such a fantastic job. Our amazing tabla player Tyler, who has become a staple in the temple with his music. And all the girls, I don't think I need to introduce any of them. Oma, Shavi, Brinda, Bhumika. And many, many are not here tonight. But this is known to be one thing our temple is so proud of, to promote young people, to help them ascend in life, to embrace their culture, and to let them do fantastic things. They can come to Mandir, they can learn Hindi, they can learn Ramayana, they can learn Sanskrit, and still they can excel in school. All of them sitting here this evening, every single one of them, including Varun, who's sitting here, and Bhuvan, of course, and many others who are not here. Today I'm so proud to tell you that they can chant the Shiv Tandav Stotram, unheard of in Sanskrit. They can chant the Gopi Geet, Sanskrit, and many, many other difficult, beautiful chanting, not in Hindi, in Sanskrit. And they are going to take this to the next level now, someday when all the old people, gone, like myself and so, they're going to carry on the teachings of our Dharma. So very, very proud of our young people and encourage them to always come out and inspire you. The Katha of Binduk and Chanchula is nothing new for some people in the Shiva Mahapuran. This is a very famous, very, very famous Katha. It has to do with a husband and a wife. It's a very sensitive Katha, but I'll try to be a little bit more sensitive about it because it can be touchy in life. There was this wonderful couple named Binduk and a Brahmana by the name of Chanchula. The word Brahmana is used to describe Binduk here, the man. Because I think we get away sometimes with where we have come from and who our daddy is and mommy is. And we try to want to be privileged without working for ourselves and investing in ourselves, in knowledge and work and in life. Shaunak Muni, Shaunak is the great sage, he's asking Suta, hey Suta, my mind feels delighted. Look, we have introduced Shiva Puran. Pandit Hardat sang such nice dhoon. My mind is so delighted by listening to the episode of Shiva Puran. Please tell me, hey Suta, with devotion to your feet, tell me about the greatness of this book and how it has purified. Namritam yana loke muktim kwapi sabhavyate Shambho katha sudha parnam pratyaksham muktidayakam. Sujji Maharaj says, listen, those who drink nectar, nectar is, I don't even know what nectar is. The books talk about nectar, but nectar used to be referred to something as when you drink it, you have immortality. No? If you look at the Nagrahas, when you do Nagra Puja there, you're praying to one of the headless gods, Shani, Rahu. Rahu, if you stand in front of the altar face that way, the one to the right, in front, he's called Rahu and he has no head. Now how can you be praying to one without a head? when you have a big, strong, intelligent head. Rahu was the one. He was a demon. But what happened? He went into the company of the saints one day, and the Lord Vishnu was giving out nectar. So nectar, apparently, when you drink it, you cannot die. And so he consumed the nectar. He took the nectar and he quickly drank it. And when the Lord saw that he drank it and realized that he was not one who deserved it, the Lord sent Sudarshan Chakra to cut off his head. But guess what had happened? The nectar already went down past his neck. So his head got chopped off, but his body was there. And he begged Bhagwan Vishnu Narayan, please let me become, I want to be realized, and the Lord bless him, that power. No worry, you cannot be a god, but you will execute the karmas of people. So he's given that task to execute the karmas of people. When you do not so nice things, you get Rahu Gra comes and he says, time for me to be in your life. And you don't want him to be in your life because, well, it's a good thing actually, because you have to do lots of sadhana and lots of prayers to, get rid of him. There's not such a bad thing for bad things to happen to us. It's an opportunity to be close to the Lord. Sujji Maharaj says, Shaunak, those who consume nectar can never achieve salvation. You may achieve immortality, but not mukti. You may never achieve salvation. But the people who hear the nectar-like story of Shiva, Shambhu Katha Suthaparnam Pratyaksham Muktidayakam, they are guaranteed. All of you here today, those who listen to the nectar-like stories of Shiva, they are guaranteed for salvation in this life. Dhanya dhanya katha shambho swam dhanyo dhanya evacha yada karna matrena shivalokam vraje naraha. Graceful is the story of Bhagwan Shiva, and so in this case, whoever listened to this story, they of course attained the lok of Shiva. There was a village named Vashkal on the seashore somewhere in India, still there today. And it was occupied by a lot of sinful people, people who did not do a lot of good things in life. And among them, there was one by the name of Binduk. Shiva Puran described him, Evam kujan samvase grame vashkala samkrito tatraiko vinduka nama vipra asi namahyatam. There was a Brahmin living there by the name of Binduk. Brahmin living in a sinful place by the name of Binduk. There's a few things I want to highlight tonight. You are not going to be given a pedestal in life because of who your daddy is or what your last name is. That is not how this world works. It is a belief in Hinduism, not a fact, a belief that because you're a Brahmana, for some reason you're an upper caste. But that is not so, my friends. Brahmanosya mukhamasit. Brahmanosya mukhamasit. Every caste is very important. The Brahmanas are the learned. They have to be, not very learned. All of them are learned, but they are learned in the Vedas, the puja, and the stages of pujas and so on. They are the noble ones. They're supposed to bring you close to God. Brahmanosya mukhamasit. They are the mouthpiece of the Lord, which means what do you do with the mouth? You speak for the Lord, you eat for the Lord, and you drink for the Lord. Brahmins are supposed to do that. Whatever they speak is supposed to be for the benefit of the Lord. Whatever they drink is supposed to be benefit of the Lord. Unfortunately, all those Brahmanas don't drink for the Lord. They drink for themselves sometimes and so on. I don't want to be too descriptive. You're big people, you know what I'm talking about. This one Brahmana, he felt overprivileged and of course he abused life. He was extremely sinful. He followed the evil path of life. And then he was married, of course, to one by the name of Chanchula. Shiva Puran describes in detail what their marriage was. Marriage is supposed to be a multiplication of bliss. That is the purpose of marriage according to our dharma. It is called Grihast Ashram. I'm listening to a series right now by Raghavacharya. So you should listen to him, Raghavacharya. He's an amazing Indian guru. He is one of the Jagat Gurus of the world. He finished in December, he finished a series of lectures in Vrindavan. And he lectures Ramayana, but he gives you the real thing. He tells you He doesn't, wash wishy-washy stuff. So I was listening to him about the incarnation of Bhagavan. The incarnate, the avatar of Bhagavan. And let us go to the ones that you know. You know the avatar of Ram Bhagavan. He took avatar, he appeared in the home of who? A grihasti, of a family, a couple who were married. Grihasti. He appeared in the home of Raja Dashrath and, of course, his queens. Krishna Bhagavan appeared in the family of a grihasti. Marriage is when you bring your bliss together. One person is blissful. So our Hindu culture taught us you spend from birth to approximately 25 to accumulate punyas, to accumulate knowledge, to accumulate sanskriti, to accumulate culture, to culture yourself, to learn manners, to educate yourself, to groom yourself, to build your foundations of life from birth to 25. You now become so blissed at 25 that you're ready to share this bliss with others. It happens earlier because people mature earlier, or it happens later, people mature later as well. It doesn't matter. That's an average age. You've become so blissed out at 25, learning about dharma, taking education, respecting people, learning mannerisms in life, that you're ready now to share this bliss and multiply this bliss with others. So what you do, you come now and you find someone in life, whoever that may be, and you get married. It's called grihast. Grihast ashram, it's an institution of marriage. What happens now? This blissful person comes and marries this blissful person. The two of them come together, and there you have an explosion, a multiplication, a bliss. Bliss is multiplied. That home is so blissful, or is supposed to be, in a grihast ashram. That is according to our shastras. What is grihast ashram? What is ashram? It is an institution. Now, can you imagine the reverse? If you have if you grow up to be a 25-year-old, 26-year-old, whatever year old, and you bring with you a lot of arrogance, a lot of greed, a lot of lust, a lot of envy, and the other person comes as well and bring out what we have, you'll have a multiplication of that. And that becomes the result of marriage. Our dharma is very, very, very detailed about that. Binduk was a very sinful man. He accumulated no sadhana. He performed no sandhya vandana. He did not wake up early in the morning or late in the evening and did sandhya vandana. This is what the Brahmins have to do. Early morning, late evening, you cannot go by without doing arti and so. And his wife as well was similarly like that. Similarly, this morning Raghavacharya was talking about the Arundhati and the 9 daughters of Daksha. Talking about the 27 daughters of Daksha, who they were all married to. They were all married to saints and sages. And he said there was a time when it was important to marry and multiply your bliss. But that was important. Now things have changed and we have to respect that. But whoever it is that we get married to or we become union with, we must ensure that, of course, they are able to embrace your values and your culture and your tradition at least. But he marries this girl now, and both of them brings an explosion of misery. The marriage became a miserable one. Binduk, of course, went and he started to spend the nights outside, and he went around the village and he lived a not so decent life. And the wife saw that as well, and she as well started living her own life. They lived their life freely, and what happens? Binduk, he was so sinful that he encountered death in a very miserable way. The death of the husband. Atha vipra sakumartim buddhigano kvapiyati kalena dhinadam prapto jagama narakam khalu. When Binduk died, the husband, what happened? Narakam khalu. You know, like when Raja Dashrath died? Ram 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 kahe Ram Ram kahu Ram. When Raja Dashrath died, it is written in our Ramayana, Paye gaye Surdham. At the moment his Atma left his body, the Atma Paye gaye Surdham, the Atma went right away to Surdham, to the heavens. Right away. There was no Yamraj had to come for him. There was no 16 cities for him. Raja Dashrath was such a pure man, such a pure king, that when his Atma, what we call the soul, went to the heavens, he was so great that Raja Indra, the king of the heavens, had to drift down on his Singhasan and give Raja Dashrath half of the Singhasan to sit on. So great he was. His Atma went right away from earth to the heavens. But Binduk, his Atma went right away from earth to Narak. You know what Narak is, right? That place which is opposite of heaven. And there are 7 levels of him. The lowest one is called Patal. There are 7 levels of it. We may think that this is 7 levels of experience and all that. Good for you. We'll find out after we die. I always like to say that. People say this heaven is earth and this. Our books have told us exactly what Vaikuntha is, what the earth is, and what Narak is. So my simple answer to people, if you have a doubt, there's only one way to find out. When we die, maybe, you will experience one of them. Unfortunately, we will not live to tell people, but that's your experience and yours alone. So what happens? He went right away from the earth to the lowest level of Patal. The wife now. And what happens? He was so sinful that the lowest level of Patal, the lowest level of hell, refused him. So much sin he has that he was not accepted in Patal. So what happened? They said, get out. They chased him out, and he went on this mountain and he became a ghost. He went into a mountain called Vindhyachal mountain, became a ghost. When he became a ghost there, what happens? His Atma has no peace. As the Christian folk says, rest in peace. There's no rest for him. His Atma is wandering all over the place. His wife now. Ekada deva yogena sampraptyo purna parvani sanari bandhubhi sadhyam gokarna kshetramaryayehe. At a move of destiny, the wife lost her way. She lost her husband. There was nothing left for her. So she lost her way. And what happened? She went to a place called Gokarna Tirth with her relatives. It's a very pure place called Gokarna Tirth. Tirth is a place when you go, no matter what aura you go with or what mood you go with, that place transforms you into something else. There are pilgrimage places of pilgrimage that we go. You just be there and it just transforms you. She went to Gokarna Tirth. And as she went there, she took a bath in a particular tirth. Always important to take a bath. As she took the bath now, what happens? Her husband, my friends, in the form of this ghost revealed himself. And he disappeared. And what happened? She felt so much afraid. She saw a temple nearby. And Chanchula went into the temple. She's crying. She has no belonging. She has no one. She has no friends now. And what happens? According to the story Shiva Puran, the woman, of course, she's also so sinful. She went into the temple. And as she went into the temple, there is the chanting of Shiva going on. There is a chanting of Bhagwan Shivji happening in that temple. What was happening in the temple? Shiva, 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 Shiva. Shiva, 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 Shiva. Shiva, 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 Shiva. Shiva, 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 Shiva. Oh, Shiva, 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 Shiva. Shiva, 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 Shiva. Shiva, 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 Shiva. Shiva 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 Maha Shiva 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 Mahadeva Shiva 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 Nagendra Haraya Trilochanaya Bhasmangaragaya Maheshwaraya Nityaya Shodhaya Digambaraya Tasmai Nakaraya Namah Shivaya Shiva 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 Oh Shiva 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 Shiva. She went into the temple and all she heard was Shiva, 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 Shiva. There was a real Brahmana in the temple and he was chanting the name of Mahadev, the Shiva temple. Temples are dedicated to different deities, by the way. This is known as Bhavani Shankar Mandir, the temple of Shiva, the home of the Lord. We practice mostly Shiva tradition to the Devi and to Bhagwan Shiva. When she went in, she heard this very profound chanting of Mahadev, Shiva, 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 Mahadev. And it was like music to her ears. There are some songs that are very destructive to your moment and to your existence. You just want to run away when you hear certain things. You want to gallop and run away. But there are certain chants. Our Hindustani music is designed to create ambience. It's designed to create happiness and bliss when you listen to them. Our Hindustani songs. Great singers have come and they left. Lata Mangeshkar, of course. You know what is so amazing about her? The purity of her voice. She really contained her songs, all her singing, to only a certain type of songs. She contained her singing to a certain type of songs. But it is also the way she lived her life. Hindustani music, our Indian tradition, the songs, the mantras, the chants elevate you when you hear them. She heard the name Shiva being chanted and right away she felt a certain sense of bliss. And after that the Brahman starts to narrate a book. Iti pauranike noktam Shrutva vairagyavardhinim Katham siddha yogimna Chakyametrat prasashachehe. The Brahmana started to narrate the story of Shivji Bhagwan, Vande Devam Umapatim Suragurum Vande Jagatkarunam. He started to give the lectures of Shiv Mahapuran, and the stories were so beautiful that she sat down now. She's never given her attention to even her husband, and she's listening to this story. After the narration of a story was over, a katha was over. Katha, my friends, our Shastras tells us, Hari Ananta, Hari Katha Ananta. This that we are doing here is called Katha. This, Hari Anant, the Lord is infinite and will never ever cease to be in existence. And Hari Katha Ananta. And also his Katha will never cease to be in existence. Never cease to be. Katha is meant to make us happy, to make us joyful, to spend moments of bliss. Hanuman, do you remember him? When Ram Bhagwan was going up back to the heavens in the aerial cart, Ram Bhagwan says, Hanumanji, let's go up. Ramji Bhagwan give him the opportunity to go to heaven. Hanumanji Maharaj says, Prabhu, what is in heaven? Do they have satsang in heaven? He said, no, Prabhu. No, Hanumanji, there's no satsang in heaven because all the gods are here already. He said, Prabhu, Hanumanji says, is there Ram Katha in the heavens? He said, no, Ram is there. Why are they going to do Katha? He's already there. Jahan Bhagwan hai, ta Katha nahi hai. He said, Prabhu, are they going to sing your glories in heaven? He said, no, we have time for glories there, glories on the earth. He says, Prabhu, I will stay on the earth then. Why Hanumanji? Because wherever the Katha of Bhagwan Ram is, wherever the Katha of Bhagwan is, I am going to be the Shrota. I will be there because I feel so delighted when I hear Katha. So he says, Hanumanji, when are you going to come up back? When are you going to come with us and join us in the heavens? Hanumanji says, Prabhu, until the last Katha is read by the last devotee and it is listened by the last listener on this earth, until then I will remain on this earth. Until the last Katha is recited by the last Vyas and listened by the last Shrota, until then he will remain on this earth. That is the importance of Katha. There is Katha that elevates you, and there is Katha that degenerates you. Please engage in the right one. No? Because sometimes we have our own Katha going on too. She heard this beautiful Shiva Katha, Katha samapro nanaro, nirgateshu janeshu ya, bhitara hasita prapta shevam sampachikam dujam. The Brahmana narrated such beautiful Katha. She was elevated. The Brahmana Uvach, Chanchala says, O Brahmana, I have knowingly traveled over the evil path, but I have unknowingly come to this temple of yours. You know, there is no such thing as coincidences in life. You all know that? If you're late for something, maybe because you are late, but whatever, there are no such thing as coincidences in life. You're here when you want to be here. You're here, you meet somebody at strange places, not because of a coincidences. The universe arranges itself in such a way to allow you to experience life it's supposed to experience. Charitam sutvam papam maya mudditamyam prabhu nitam poshtam jada sarvam yovanam madanyataha. O Brahmana, because of my evil mind, I've indulged into enormous sins, and having been infested with lust in my life and passion in my life, I've spent my entire youthful age doing wrong things. Youth is a prime of life when we should engage in sadhana, in tapasya, in prayer. Unfortunately, for most people, we think Hinduism is an old age home where old people only have to pray. This is one of the things that we have to erase from our minds, that old people pray for us. No. Prayer is an everyday activity. Sadhana is an everyday activity, just like you eat every day, just like you drink water every day. Prayers is like that. She says, O Brahmana, today after listening to your words, Shrutvam vacham yam vairagya samdrivishtamaham jata mahabhagaya sahityam. Today after listening to your words, I feel vairagya. I feel extremely that I want to give up all my negativities. I want to give up this fear after listening to your Katha. But tell me, am I qualified to listen to this pure Katha of yours? The Brahmana says, Chanchula, the Katha of the Lord is not exclusive. It is inclusive. And it is especially for this age of Kali Yuga. Those who live in this Kali Yuga, they must embrace this Katha. And what happens now? She made a dedication, my friends, that she's going to throw away that path, leave that path alone, like Vibhishan did in the Ramayana. And Ram Bhagwan says in the Ramayana, as long as you have turned your back away permanently and come to my abode, you must be reckoned as a saint, as a righteous person. And what happened? She discarded that evil path and she started to listen to Mahashir Puran, my friends. She listened to the glories of Mahadev. Twameva gurur brahmastvam mata cha pitah chaha yaddaro yavadinam twameva shananam gatam. O Brahmana, you are my preceptor today. You are my parents. You are my refuge. Please help me to elevate. And the Brahmana continued, my friends, to, of course, elevate her. What happens now? She performed the Katha. She listened to the Katha. She listened to so much of it. It is the remedy to wash away sins. As a mirror becomes spotless after cleaning, Shiva Puran says, Shoshyamanam darpanam hi yata bhavati nirmalam. Just as a mirror becomes spotless after cleaning it, similarly, with the listening of the Shiva Puran, the mind is undoubtedly purified. Both Shiva and Parvati reside in the mind of people. Cleanse it by listening to the Shiva Puran. When they are completely purified, the Lord will manifest himself. The Devi will manifest itself. There's a question that if God resides in all of us, how come all of us are not godly? If God lives in all of us, how come all of us are not godly? Shiva Puran is saying here, Tatai Katham Chetyam. We have to shine, allow the God to shine and starve the demon, my friends. So she listened and listened and listened. It so happened that she died. She listened to so many katha, my friends, that when she died, guess what happened to her? Shiva Loka Gatastada. She went to Shiva Loka. And when she went to Shiva Loka, my friends, something very significant happened. She went to Shiva Loka. There is such a katha as well in the Srimad Bhagavad Puran by the name of Ajamil. Ajamil did so many sinful things in his life, but he had one son by the name of Narayana. Right? He had one son by the name of Narayana. So in his latter part of his life, old age calling his favorite, his little son, Narayan, 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 Narayan all the time. Those of you who grew up in my village, who used to come to my home and so, my dad had that habit. I'm the last child of the family, so apparently the last child have to be spoiled and things like that. So he'd be upstairs sleeping and sometimes waking, hardat, 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 all the time. My friends would come home at our home and we'd be studying and so on downstairs. Say, listen, your dad calling and say, relax, he's just calling my name. And it's not like a popular name. I mean, not a lot of people name Hardat. Right? So you can Hardat, Hardat, Hardat. So apparently when I was born, the name was given to me. And when he heard the name, he started calling the name all the time. And till I was 20 years, 19 years when I left Guyana, when I talked to him over the phone, he's talking all the time, calling the name. Well, reminds me of this man in the Bhagavad Mahapuran. He did a lot of sinful things in his life, but he had a son named Narayan. And he's calling his son Narayan, 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 Narayan all the time. When he died, the attendants of Narayan Bhagavan came and picked him up and went with him. But the Yamraj attendants came and says, no, this man is very sinful. And then the story was explained that, although we have done sinful karmas in life, we can purify ourselves. Narayan's name is purification. Shivji's name is purification. But don't make a mistake, he had an abundance of good deeds as well in this younger part of life. That is a katha we read during August month, Bhagavad Katha. Chanchula now goes to Shiva Lok. This wife who did so many sinful things, she goes to Shiva Lok. And when she goes there, she bows to Mahadev. Mahadev blesses her, Mahadev went his way. And then she sees Mata Parvati. Chanchula Ovacha, Girijos Khanda Matastvam, Sevitam Sarvada Naro, Sarva Saukhya Pradesambhu, Priyo Brahma Swarupini. Chanchula says, oh goddess, hey Girija, you are the mother of Skanda, Kartikeya and Ganapati. You are the beloved of Shiva. I bow to you that you have served all on this earth, hey Mata. And she continued to pray to Mata Parvati, pray to Mata Parvati. Mata Parvati says, my dear, I know how much dedicated you are to Shiva, and the Shiva Puran is Parvati and Shiva. What is it that I may bless you with? I forgive you for your sins through your own karmas, you have washed them away. Tell me what I should do. He says, Ma, now you have blessed me so that I've purified myself. I ask you, O mother, where is my husband? Remember our sinful husband? Where is Binduk, my sinful husband? Mata Parvati says, hey Chanchula, your husband's karmas were so bad that even the lowest level of Patal refused him. He's in some mountain in the form of a ghost where he cannot be redeemed. Chanchula Devi, the wife, says, hey Ma Parvati, is it not Bhagwan Bholenath who has redeemed me from my evil path? Was there another woman as sinful as I on this earth? At Bholenath Bhagwan, is it not you who have helped me to elevate and to come to you? How is it that my husband is so sinful that nothing can bring him back? Chanchula, by the way, before she died, she performed Shraddh for her husband. She performed Shraddh for her husband. Shraddh is important. Not only when someone dies, but after they die as well, Shraddh is important. Shraddh is a very detailed process. Youngsters, please embrace these rituals. Shraddh is done to appease the ancestors. Shraddh is done to appease the living. Shraddh is done to appease the rishis. Shraddh is done, my friends, to appease the gods. Shraddh is done to appease those who have gone. Shraddh is very important in life. There's a beautiful process of doing Shraddh. There's two ways of doing Shraddh. One way, to appease the Pitris, the Pitris, Brahmanusya Mukhamasi. Garud Puran tells us that when the Shraddh is done, there's one very, very strict way of doing Shraddh where a Brahman is invited. And you know what they do? They invite the Pitris into the Brahman. They worship the Brahmana. They feed him. And when he's fed and he's happy, the ancestors are happy. Very detailed process. There are many kinds of Shraddh. Nandi Shraddh, Varshik Shraddh. All this kind of Shraddh is done to appease the ancestors. But that Shraddh was done for Binduk, was not even enough for him. So his Atma is wandering in the form of a ghost. Mahashivapura Puran mentioned ghost. Chanchula says, Devi Parvati, please, there has to be a way. If Mahashivapura Puran has elevated me from sinful deeds, then it can elevate him. And so Parvati Mata says, but he's a ghost. How is he going to listen? Mahadev, what is going on? She calls Mahadev Bhagwan. Shivji came. She said, kya baat hai? She says, this wife is asking for redemption of her husband. That's what the Katha is called. Salvation of Binduk, redemption of Chanchula. How can a ghost, gain mukti? Bhagwan Shivji says, nobody else can do that. And that is why she is asking you, Devi, to do that. That is why she is asking you to do that. Ma Parvati now calls upon one of the greatest lecturers of its time. Parvati Mata says, okay, let me do some magic. Parvati Mata, Suta Uvacha, Tatha Muhur Muhur Narya, Prarthana Mana Shiva Priya, Gauri Kripan Vita Sita Namaheshwa Bhakta Vatsala, Om Namah Shivaya, 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 Om Namah Shivaya. Atha Tumburu Mahavyahu Shiva Satkirti Gayakam Pritya Garthavarayajam Girikanye Vadavradhi. Om Namah Shivaya, 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 Om Namah Shivaya. Aste tatra mahaghore pishachoti bhyankarah danvatam shrinu gauritram dityam sarva brabhivayam. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Bolo Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Hare Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. पार्वती माता किन्हें कहता है अथा तुम्बुरु माहुर शिव सत्कीर्ति गायकम प्रीत्या गंधर्व राजम ही गिरिकन्ये द्रव ब्रवीत. Parvati Mata called on someone by the name of Tumburu. Very funny name, Tumburu. Who was Tumburu? Tumburu was one of the greatest narrators of Mahashiv Puran. Today we read everything, Ramayana, Gita, Bhagavad, everything we read, because that's West Indian Pandit. We sing, we do puja, everything we do. But there was one by the name of Tumburu. He only narrated Mahashiv Puran, and because he was in love with Mahadev, and when he would narrate Shiv Puran, the devotees would look at him and they would see Mahadev. Parvati Mata says, Tumburu, aiye. Tumburu was busy narrating Katha. Tumburu left his Katha, came. Parvati Mata, oh, can I help? Kya hua? Parvati Mata says, Tumburu, I have a Katha for you to narrate. Tumburu takes out his diary now and he's finding dates. He says, Ma Parvati, when you want me to narrate this Katha? Abhi, right away. He said, but I have Katha already, leave that Katha. I want you to go narrate the Shiv Puran Katha. Tumburu says, okay, what is the destination? He says, go to this particular mountain and there you narrate the Katha. He said, Ma, there's no people living in that mountain. Who am I going to narrate the Katha to? Girija Uvaj, He Tumburu Shiva Prita, O beloved devotee of Shiva, He Tumburu Shiva Prita, Mama Manas Karakaha. Please listen to me while I'm going to tell you from my mind. This is the command of Ma Parvati. That is why, my people, you can never attain Shiva, ever attain Shiva without love for Ma Parvati. She is the doorway to Bhagwan Mahadev. Keep her close in your life as a form of Annapurna. Keep her close in the form of Durga, of Adi Shakti. Keep her close in your life in the form of Mahakali, Mahabhuvaneshwari, Mahabhairavi, and Shiva's abode become yours. Shiva's abode become yours. He Tumburo Shiva Prita Mama Manasakaraka Sahanaya Vidya Shailam Bhadram Cha Gacha Swarattaram. Hey Tumburu, listen what I have to tell you from my mind. Tumburu says, Mata, sure, but tell me who at least is the name of my Jajman that I have to narrate to. He says, your Jajman is a bhoot. Your Jajman is a ghost, Tumburu. Tumburu starts to shiver. Hey Mata, हमने जानते हैं कि हमारे भोलेनाथ भूतनाथ है. I know that my Lord is the master of all forms of life, even those that are lifeless. But Ma, how can I narrate Shiv Puran to a ghost? Where am I going to find this ghost? Ma Parvati ne kaha thi, aste tatre mahaghora pishachu atim bhayankara. You will narrate to this pishach, this demon, this ghost, Mahabhayankara. Mahabhayankar means Bhayanak Roop, na? He has no beautiful form. He has a very horrible form. You're going to go and narrate Shiv Puran to him. Tadvridam shunu saprityam diti sarva dravimate. Go and narrate Shiv Puran to him, start to finish. Narrate the Tandav dance of the dance of creation to him. Narrate to him about the Panchabhustala. Narrate to him about the Jyotirlingam, Saurastre Somanatham Cha, Sri Shaile Mallikarjunam. Narrate to him about the birth of Kartikeya, about the birth of Ganesha Ji Bhagwan. Narrate to him Shivaji Bihani Chali Palke Sajaike, about the marriage of Shiva and Parvati. Narrate to him all of this. Narrate to him all of these verses, and you will see after your narration, he will change. Tumburu says, change to what, Ma? But he says, no. And then Ma Parvati start to give him the details. Purabhaho pishachasha vindugahyo bhavad bhajim asya sarga asya narya patir dushto matsakham balavipatim. He says, this man committed so many sins in his life that no shrad is good enough for him. Go and narrate Shiv Puran Katha to him. And so Tumburu started to tremble. Om Shiva Parat Para Shiva Omkara Shiva Tav Sharanam. Om Shiva Parat Para Shiva Omkara Shiva Tav Sharanam. Om Shiva Parat Para Shiva Omkara Shiva Tav Sharanam. Om Shiva Parat Para Shiva Omkara Shiva Ahurva Sulirбhanam Satyam Tadpriya Saha Yau Vidhyanchalam Soram Yatrasto Narada Priya. Om Shiv Parat Parashi. Omkara Shiv Tav Sharanam. Om Shiv Parat Parashi. Omkara Shiv Tav Sharanam. Hare Omkara Shiv Tav Sharanam. Omkara Shiva. Tumburu hopped on the aerial cart, and he has to have a shrota. Somebody, you have to have a shrota. You can't do Katha and Yajna without shrota. So who's going to be the shrota? Chanchula, the wife, came in the form of a beautiful soul. And she came and she sat in the aerial cart. Narada came and they went off to Vindhyachal mountain. Vindhyachal mountain is about 2 hours drive from Varanasi. There is where Tumburu, the ghost, was residing. I actually went to Vindhyachal mountain to see Vidyavasini Devi. There's a beautiful Devi there called Vindhyavasini. Oh, amazing. And not carved murtis and things, but naturally appearing Devi. When you go there, there's where they play the Nagara drum and so something close to Tasa and thing. Very, very nice. I did a sadhana there just before this temple was built. You know, we had to do so many things to ask the Lord to guide us, right? I always tell people, Bholenath Bhagwan and Ma Parvati, they allowed us to do this. Not me, not anybody. They're the ones. Vindhyavasini Devi. So in Vindhyachal mountain, the ghost was there. They went now, and they went. Tumburu came off, and Tumburu was walking, fearful. Tumburu ne kaha tha ki, koi hai? Koi hai means, is there anybody here? Tumburu shivering. Chanchula, the wife, is beside him, wanting to know where is the husband. Itni bhayanak roop, such big, horrible form, the ghost manifested himself in front of Tumburu. His Shiv Puran fell down from his hand. He went and he created his own little seat now. And he said, Baito, he did Pavitra and so on. And Chanchula did Achmanyam and thing, just like, we did here in Puja and so. And then he started to narrate this Mahashiv Puran. Tatrat paschat tipatram cha mahakayam mahananum prasannam rudanam cha chalatam vikatakrutim. He started to narrate the exploits of Bhagavan Mahadev. He started to chant the Maharudram. He started to narrate the marriage of Shiva and Parvati, narrated the Katha of Sati Devi, then Shiva and Parvati, the birth of Kartikeya, Ganesh Ji Janam. He talked about the great Tarkasur, Banasur, all of them he narrated, the great exploits of Shiva. He talked about Nilakantha, the Bhagwan Shiva drinking the poison. By Shivratri night, I hope all of you come out to the temple, because what you will be seeing and experiencing will be very different from before. You'll see the beautiful darshans of the Lord. He narrated how the Lord drank the poison and prevented the world from being poisoned. And he narrated the whole exploits of Shiva, the birth of the Jyotirlingams. Tomorrow we start at Katha, how the Jyotirlingams came about. He narrated all of that. He narrated Shiva Tattva. He narrated how puja is done to Shivji. What is the purpose of pouring honey and juice and all these kind of things. We'll talk about all of that. He talked about Sandhyakal, Brahmamurta, all the whole works. And so as he was narrating from his heart, the Shiv Puran, Mahapuran, what happened, Tumburu was narrating, Binduk, the sinful Brahmana, his bhayanak roop was being transformed slowly and slowly. They say when pain go away, pain don't go away all one time. The toe pain go away first, then the waist pain go away next, and then you go feel the knee pain. All the old people, I live around the old people long enough to tell you. And knee pain will go a little bit, and the shoulder pain will go, and when they come back, one you come back again. So little by little, the bhayanak roop starts to go. And at the end of the Mahashiv Puran, what happens, my friends? The Parayanam. At the end of the Mahashiv Puran, when they're doing the Shiva Parayanam, because that's a procedure, you have to end it a certain way. Atha Shiva Puranasya Vacharanatha Satumburu Nischitya Rachanam Chakre Mahotsamasta Vittamam. And as the Parayana was reading, as the end was coming to it, Tumburu, just like Dhundukari in the Bhagavatam was transformed from a ghost into a divine being. What happened? Binduk now was transformed from a bhayanak roop, from a ghost, into a divine form. He started, of course, Tumbru narrated the Samhitas and everything, and it was like Shiva himself was present in Binduk. Binduk now appeared in such a beautiful form in front of Tumbru and Chanchula. Refined, cleansed. Divyam divya purur bhrutva tatasa nijakantaya yagosayampi shrimarcham charitam parvati pati. And with his divine body accompanied with his wife Chanchula now, he went to Shiva and Parvati. Both of them. This is not a Shiva temple alone. This is not a Durga. This is a Bhavani Shankar temple, my friends, where you get to see both of them in their beautiful form. What happened? Shiva and Parvati, they went to Shiva and Parvati and they bowed. And Binduk says, my Lord, your Purana, your form in the Shiva Puran has helped me to transform from a ghost to this divine form. I bow to you, Mahadev, and forever grateful to you. Of course, what he's going to be grateful for now, he's already lived a life and now he's become close to Mahadev. This Katha though is meant for all of us, my friends, that every day as we are trying to transform, trying to become someone new, please understand, as we are cleansing, we cannot go back to impurities. We cannot go back to impurities. We have to cleanse and feel the cleansing and allow others to have that cleansing with you as well. Listening to Katha is not a boring thing. Listening to Katha is not for old people alone. Listening to Katha is not a very Puranic, a very old activity. It is applicable to the time that we live in. Most applicable to the time that we live in. We have expanded it so that so many people can listen for wherever you are, any part of the world. And of course, you are here to listen in person. I pray, my friends, that as we begin the Shiva Puran Katha, that we embrace Bhagwan Mahadev, and we ask the Lord, of course, to bless all of you. And we are alive. We are not, we're not gone there as yet. But understand, what is the summary of today's Katha? Katha is, if it has the impact on a ghost, imagine what kind of impact it will have on living beings. Now, imagine if writing Ram's name on a stone, by writing the Lord's name on a stone, the weight of the stone goes away and it floats. Imagine when you put Ram's name in your heart, what will happen? Right? You will be floating in bliss every day. This is the message of our Katha tonight, the first Katha, to set the pace for Shiva Puran, hoping and praying, of course, that all of you will embrace it in the days to come. Prem se bolo Mahapati Mahadev ki, Namah Parvati Pataye Har 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 Mahadev, Shambho Bhavani Shankar Bhagavan ki Jai. All of you now who have prasad and so to offer, you'll take a few minutes and offer your prasad up to Shiva and Parvati. Take the direction of the lingam, just bow to the lingam, and then you come down back and we do arti. Panditji will help you with that. Namah Parvati Pataye Har 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 Mahadev Shambho. Om Namah Shivaya. काले के शिव के मनाए बहो शिव मानत नाए. What can I bring for Shiva when he have everything? But Lord, we bring our love for you. हर काले के शिव के मनाए बहो, काले के शिव के मनाए बहो शिव मानत नाहे. हर काले के शिव के मनाए हो शिव मानत नाए. भोले काले के शिव के मनाए हो शिव मानत नाहे. काले के शिव के मनाए हो शिव मानत नाय. काले के शिव के मनाए हो, काले के शिव के मनाए हो शिव मानत नाय. काले के शिव के मनाए हो शिव मानत नाय. भोलेनाथ भगवान की जय हो।
अरे कुर्ता पिजामा शिव जी मन ही न माने, कुर्ता पिजामा शिव ही मन ही न माने। मिर्गा की छाला कहाँ पाइप हो, मिर्गा की छाला कहाँ पाइप हो, शिव मानत नाहे। काले के शिव के मनाइब हो, शिव मानत नाहे। काले के शिव के मनाइब हो, शिव मानत नाहे। अरे पूरी कचौरी शिव की मन ही न माने, पूरी की चौरी शिव ही मन ही न माने। भंग धतूरा कहाँ पाए हो, भंग धतूरा कहाँ पाए हो, शिव मानत नाहे। काले के शिव के मनाइब हो, शिव मानत नाहे। काले के शिव के मनाइब हो, शिव मानत नाहे। सोने के बहन शिव की मन ही न माने, सोने के बहन शिव की मन ही न माने। सर्प की माला कहाँ पाइप हो, सर्प की माला कहाँ पाइप हो, शिव मानत नाहे। काले के शिव के मनाइब हो, शिव मानत नाहे। काले के शिव के मनाइब हो, शिव मानत नाहे। काले के शिव के मनाइब हो, काले के शिव के मनाइब हो, शिव मानत नाहे। काले के शिव के मनाइब हो, शिव मानत नाहे। काले के शिव के मनाइब हो, शिव मानत, ओ शिव मानत नाहे। शिव मानत नाहे, शिव मानत नाहे। भोलेनाथ भगवान की जय हो।
Incidentally, as they are doing prasad, Chanchula became the Shrota, Binduk became the Shrota. Tomorrow we don't have an in-person Shrota at the temple. So if you want to become an in-person Shrota tomorrow and attain the heavenly platform, you can please do so. We have virtual sponsor. People cannot come, but they do it virtually. But we need Shrota to sit down. All the other days have, but tomorrow we don't have. So let's... So while we're doing the prasad again, just want to acknowledge, Brinda, come make it happen. Want to acknowledge our sponsors, Farooq Ali and his wife, and his family, and Nadira, and sponsored today virtually. Thank you so much for being virtual sponsors. And seems like power is done. So please, if you want to become a Shrota tomorrow, just let us know. And we'll make it happen for you. Let's sing a bhajan.
शिव पूजा में मन लीन रहे मेरा, मस्तक हो
want to thank the devotees who sponsored the malas this evening. The Shiva and Parvati Mala, Auntie Kamal and Devi Basant from our temple. And Jasmine Mala was sponsored by Auntie Kamal as well. Bhagwan's blessings to them all. And for Shivratri, of course, we're putting malas on all the devatas. So if you want to sponsor one of the malas, you can do so in the puja store and also on our website. Everything is online right now. You can sponsor the malas on the website as well. Very simple and very, very straightforward. Thank you again to Nadira and Farooq Ali, to Auntie Kamal and her family, Vinay and his family, and to happy birthday to Tusara. God bless you, Tusara, on the occasion of your birthday as well. And also to Devi and Auntie Lachmin, and also to the Ramjeevan family. Bhagwan's blessings to all of them for being our shrotas virtually and in person this evening. Tomorrow Katha, of course, we start puja at 5:30 in the evening. If you want to participate, come on out. And again, we're looking for a shrota to sit down. We have virtual sponsorship, but someone must sit down. And then we start Katha in the afternoon. So come on out and let's join in puja. Let us all stand for Aarti now, please. Everybody can join in Aarti.
Om yani kani cha papani janmantar kritani cha tani sarvani nashyantu pradakshinam pade pade.
Om Jai Shiva Omkara Swami Hare Shiva Omkara Jai Shiva Omkara Swami Hare Shiva Omkara Brahma Vishnu Sada Shiva Brahma Vishnu Sada Shiva Har Bhagi Dhara Om Jai Shiva Omkara Om Hare 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 Mahadev Ekanan Chaturanan Panchanan Raje Swami Panchanan Raje Hansasan Garurasan Hansasan Garurasan Vishwahan Saje Om Jai Shiva Omkara Om Hare 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 Mahadev Do Bhuj Char Chaturbuj Das Bhuj Te Sohe Swami Das Bhuj Te Sohe Tino Roop Nirakta Tino Roop Nirakta Tribhuvan Jan Mohe Om Jai Shiva Omkara Om Hare 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 Mahadev Akshmala Vanmala Vrindamala Dhari Swami Vrindamala Dhari
Chandan mrid
मन सोहे चंदन मृग मन सोहे भाले शशि धारी ओम जय शिव ओंकारा ओम हरे 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 महादेव श्वेतांबर पीतांबर बागंबर अंगे स्वामी बागंबर अंगे सनकादिक ब्रह्मादिक सनकादिक ब्रह्मादिक भूतादिक संगे ओम जय शिव ओंकारा ओम हरे 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 महादेव कर में
कर्पूरगौरं करुणावतारं संसारसारं भुजगेन्द्रहारं सदा वसन्तं हृदयारविन्दे भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव। करचरणकृतं वा कायजं कर्मजं वा श्रवणनयनजं वा मानसं वा पराधं विहितम् अविहितं वा सर्वमेतत्क्षमस्व। जय जय करुणाब्धे श्री महादेव शंभु। ओम गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय। ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम। प्रेम से बोलो श्री गणपति भगवान की, पवन सुत हनुमान की, सियाभज रामचंद्र की, राधा कृष्ण भगवान की, जगदम्बिका माता की। नमः पार्वती पतये हर 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 महादेव शंभु। सत्य सनातन धर्म की। सबको जय जय सीताराम। Please take your seats. Aarti will come around and then prasad will be given to you at the door. Fruits only we are sharing during this time will be given to you at the door. So please accept, and thank you all so much for coming, and see you tomorrow evening. If you're into colors, we do have a color theme going. Generally Wednesdays we do Budhwar for green for Wednesdays, and Brihaspati tomorrow Thursday we dress in yellow, enhance the energies and so on. Tomorrow will be, if you have something yellow, wear it. If not, come on out, and we'll be in devotion to Shivji. Thank you. Seems like there is an announcement coming up. Okay. There are some snacks prepared for you. As you're going out of the door, you can have them. They'll be given to you at the door. So please accept on behalf of Devi and her family. So thank you again. I cannot wait for food to be cooked back in the mandir, frankly. When I'm not fasting, after Shiratri and so, I think if government open back, when it is safe, we cannot wait for food to happen again, because, you know, I myself look forward for a little bhojan afterwards. But we have to go with the flow. But hopefully by Navrat, let us pray that that will change. Thank you all very much. Enjoy the snacks and take our tea. Thank you.